life without your siblings in it.
I think that when you hear about people going through these kind of things, you know, usually whether it's Harry or anyone, it's because it's coming from a place of pain, and it's coming because they're going for a really bad period in their life, and eventually they're going to come and want or need forgiveness. And a lot of people won't give that, but family usually will.
Yeah.
You know, they usually, even in the worst moments, when you're right, you know, William sees this, he's hung him out to dry, I can't believe you did this, but he will understand it down. He's doing this because he is suffering really badly, and he's lost control of his mind, you know. And eventually, when someone comes back and says, I'm really sorry, I think most of us, we don't forgive everyone, but we forgive blood.
Forgive your blood. If there is an apology, I think absolutely reconciliation will come when there is that kind of forgiveness and apology.
I read this thing actually not so long ago, which was just one of those things that's posted on Instagram, you know, a niceness. But it's really nice, and it said something along the lines of, you know, you have a parent for X amount of time, you might have children for Y amount of time, but you have siblings for your whole life. You know, they travel through life with you. Yeah. And I thought that was genuinely quite meaningful. They see you through every single phase. They see you through your whole childhood and hopefully your whole adulthood, you know, assuming you aren't estranged from each other. And I think that's so special to have that personal people that know you through that whole life phase, and that's really special.
I think your brother could have stepped in and said, maybe just lost the Welsh accent before you If he really loved you, he could have stopped. I'm only kidding. Let's go to Maria in Portsmouth. Hello, Maria. Thanks for ringing. How are you?
I'm good. We've just got to look at this as simply as we can. They're two brothers that went through some of the hardest stuff we could ever imagine ourselves in the most elitist of ways. But unfortunately, one brother has married somebody who wanted to be bigger than her sister-in-law. This isn't about the brothers, it's about the wives. And Meghan didn't like the fact that she couldn't outdo Kate. And she didn't like that. And then it's now spread to all the stuff that we're seeing is from that. And I hope the brothers could come together. But unfortunately, the way she's in charge, and this is what we have to see, she's in charge of him. And this is where it's going, unfortunately.
You see, lots of people will be thinking, Maria, that you're projecting because you don't really know, and you're imagining, and you're making Meghan the baddie and the bad fairy and Malevola and all that, Maleficent or whatever her name is, and that's mean and unfair.
Two brothers, two destinies, one crown, one escape, and a nation obsessed with who's right instead of what's real. As Oasis prepares to reunite in Cardiff, yes, Liam and Noel, the kings of Britpop chaos, we're watching the impossible happen. Two men who once vowed never to share a stage again are putting the past behind them. So tell me, if they can do it, why can't William and Harry? Why can't two royal brothers, once inseparable, now oceans apart, find their way back to each other? Let me tell you why. Because instead of healing, we're still hunting for a scapegoat. Because as long as Meghan Markle remains the media's punching bag, reconciliation will remain a fantasy. It's time to stop blaming the woman Harry loves and start confronting the system that divided these men in the first place. This isn't about crowns. This isn't about courtiers. This is about two brothers, two stories, and a public that needs to finally let them write their own endings. Welcome to Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm Adrian, and today we rip the blindfold off the royal illusion and ask the question the tabloids are too afraid to answer. Let's get into it. When Oasis broke up in 2009, the press said it was irreparable. Liam called Noel a liar and coward. Noel said Liam was violent and unmanageable. The world watched two grown men tear each other apart publicly. Sound familiar? Now, in 2025, they're back. Older, maybe wiser. Still different men, but men who now realise that the world is better. They are better when they stand together. So why can't William and Harry do the same? Let's be honest. This brotherly feud didn't begin in Montecito. It didn't begin when Harry fell in love with Meghan. It didn't even begin when Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties. The crack started long before. Harry himself has spoken about the invisible contract between the press and the royal institution. William was born to inherit the crown. Harry was born to support it. They were raised in the same palace, but they were always walking very different roads. It just took Meghan to make that fact undeniable. Vanessa, God bless her, recently called it out, live and unscripted. As long as we keep seeing Meghan as the problem, the brothers will never reconcile. And she's right. Because every time a caller blames Meghan for the rift, for stealing Harry away, for distracting him with her success, her independence, her Americanness, her blackness, what they're really doing is refusing to hold the monarchy and its toxic traditions accountable. It's not Meghan that divided the brothers. It's a system that demands obedience, silence and sacrifice, often at the cost of personal happiness. Harry chose freedom, William chose the crown, different choices, not betrayals. And until we stop weaponizing Meghan's existence, Harry will remain the villain in a story that was always more complicated. It's easier for the public to blame someone, often Meghan, than to face the complex reality. Scapegoating distracts from the real issues and makes healing harder. The brothers need privacy and understanding, not more noise. Public finger-pointing only deepens the divide. True reconciliation requires empathy, not blame. We, as the public, can choose to look deeper and demand compassion. Our role is to create space for healing, not fuel the drama. The path to peace depends on empathy, from the brothers and from us. Only then can real healing begin. Siblings are meant to be different, and William and Harry are no exception. William embraces tradition and duty, preparing for his role as king. Harry is a free spirit, open about his struggles and determined to forge his own path. Their differences aren't failures, they're natural. Respecting these differences is key to a healthy family. We shouldn't expect them to be the same, but to support each other as individuals. The challenge is to accept each other's choices, even when they diverge. Brotherhood isn't about sameness. It's about love despite differences. Their story is a lesson in acceptance for all families. The real test is whether they can love each other for who they are. That's the heart of brotherhood. For William and Harry to heal, the public conversation must move past blaming Meghan. Family relationships are complex. There's no single villain or hero. True reconciliation needs privacy, honesty, and respect for each brother's path. Healing can't happen under the glare of the media or the weight of public opinion. Acceptance is key. William's duty, Harry's independence, and the public's limited view. The Oasis story gives hope. If the Gallaghers can forgive, so can others. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, but choosing the future over the past. For the royal brothers, it's about building a new relationship, not erasing differences. We must accept we don't know the whole story and choose understanding over judgment. Brotherhood is resilient and reconciliation is possible. The future depends on love, respect, and letting go of blame. So, my darlings, let's stop asking, why did Harry change? And start asking, why did we expect him not to? Let's stop demanding Meghan disappear for William and Harry to reconnect, and start encouraging a world where they can be brothers and she can be herself, unapologetically. If Liam and Noel can do it through chaos, cursing and clashes, then so can William and Harry. But only when we, yes, we, stop being the silent enablers of division. Let's root for healing. Not just for the crown, but for the men behind the titles. I'm Adrian, and this is Meghan and Harry Tales, where we don't follow the narrative. We rewrite it. Subscribe, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments, especially you. Until next time, choose empathy, choose truth, and always choose love.